Hello, everyone. Welcome, and let me know in the comments below if you guys can hear us. Go ahead and comment down below if you can hear me okay. We are going to be live today with an expert crypto trader, BoratTrades. We'll introduce him in a minute here. But if you could please just go ahead and comment down below, let us know that you can hear us. Before we get started, I just want to remind you that we are not professional financial advisors. Nothing we talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just our opinions, which may or may not be accurate. So please do your own research before investing in any assets. Okay, I want to introduce you guys to a cryptocurrency expert. His name is BoratTrades, and he is in the UK. Now, we are doing this a live stream interview. It's our very first live stream interview I've ever done on this channel, so I do expect plenty of technical difficulties. So just be patient. We will work through all of those. There is a little bit of a delay between us because I'm here in the United States. He's over in Europe. So we have the internet connection going all the way across a big ocean, or as my friends in the UK like to call it, the pond. All right, let's get into this. Borat, if you wouldn't mind, if you could please introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started in cryptocurrency trading, and how long you've been trading.
Yeah, hello guys. Thanks for having me on, Corey. So as you can probably tell, I'm a crypto trader. I've been in it for quite a few years now. What really got me into it was my brother. Really, he's been in it for longer than me, but when he was just talking to me about it, really sort of entranced me and interests me. And I'm quite young myself. I'm only 19. But when I was 16, I've always been sort of money motivated, I guess you could say. So when he was showing me all these different ways that he was making money, it really piqued my interest. And as I was reading into it more, looking at Bitcoin, stuff like that, all the other different cryptos, it just really interests me. And then over the years, especially last year when sort of lockdown struck, obviously you couldn't go out anywhere. It just sort of gave me the opportunity to really take it to the next level. And the past year or two now, it's sort of really took off. Yeah, we're here today.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for that introduction. What we're going to talk about today is cryptocurrencies that you are invested in, that you're looking at. I think the number one question on everybody's mind right now is, what is the next meme coin? What is the next coin that I can invest $1,000 in today and become a millionaire a year from now? I mean, we've seen people do it with Dogecoin. We saw people do it with Shiba Inu. So, Borat, what's next? What in your mind is the next meme coin that's going to make everybody a millionaire?
Well, I wish it was easy as that, but I mean, obviously it is luck at the end of the day. There are certain aspects where you can pick up on like hype behind a coin, momentum, like especially with Dogecoin, the sort of the Elon pump. No one expected it, especially with Shiba as well. I certainly didn't expect it. But finding the next one, I mean, I've had a bit of a look. So the one that sort of is going under the radar at the moment, I guess you could say, it's got a decent sized market cap already. It's around 700 million, but in terms of crypto, it can easily double, triple within the next couple of weeks if it picks up momentum, as I say. It's called Flocky Inu. So it's sort of sticking to the Shiba Inu trend. So I'd recommend looking into that if you're looking for a sort of a meme coin. I wouldn't really be getting into these sort of coins just because I'm a long-term investor in crypto. And I'll talk to you obviously in a bit about some long terms, but yeah, Flocky Inu seems to be the best one. It's picking up a bit of traction on Twitter at the moment. So yeah, that's the meme coin that I think will sort of take off.
Yeah, that's perfect. That is actually the exact same coin that I was going to pick as well, was this Flocky Inu, or Flocky Inu, however you pronounce it. I don't know. Elon Musk posted a picture of his dog. This coin got started back in June, and since then has absolutely taken off. It is I think 3,500% in the last 2 months or so. And it definitely looks like it's going to be the next meme coin to just run up like crazy. So the ticker on that is FLOKI. It's Floki-Ino or Floki-Ino, something like that. But yeah, that's the exact same coin I was going to pick. So definitely, I would say this is the one. This is the one that I think is going to be massive and take off and become the next meme coin. So that's amazing that you and I picked the same coin. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad we had something in common there.
Okay, so Borat, you put together a list of the top 10 cryptocurrencies that you feel are going to take off in the future. And like you said, you're a long-term investor. You're not a trader. You're not a day trader, swing trader, anything like that. So you're looking at long-term. You're looking at fundamentals. And you put together a list of the top 10 coins. And I just want to put it up on the screen right now. I have a link to his paper over on my research page. This is a brand new page that I just created on my website. It's scottcurry.me/research. And I have BoratTrades PDFs on there where he talks about his top 10 cryptocurrencies. So we're going to go through these top 10 cryptocurrencies right now. And I'm just going to ask Borat to go ahead and discuss some of these. Borat, why don't we get started with the first one? But before we do, can you just tell us a little bit about how you came up with these, what you were looking for when you did some of your research, things like that?
Yeah, so obviously there's a couple of things that go into the process of picking these, and it is a very time-consuming sort of exercise to do, to look into each crypto, because obviously there's thousands. Not all of them are good, and when you sort of read hundreds and, well, I've probably read thousands up to now, of they're called white papers, which is basically sort of the fundamentals, how the token works, what the roadmap of the token is, so what they're going to do in the future in regards to sort of partnerships, lists on exchanges, stuff like that. Most importantly, though, I look at the sort of the developers and the team. If they've got trustworthy developers who've developed projects in the past that have done well, that sort of piques my interest into the project, just because they've got track record, so they know what they're doing. They're no rookies in the crypto game, because at the end of the day, anyone can come along and create a crypto, as we've seen with the sort of the meme coin wave on the BSC network, where people come along, create a coin, and then pump and dump it, and they're gone within a couple of weeks. These coins are obviously they're not those. I don't invest in those. So yeah, it's mostly white papers. Roadmaps are a big thing. Developers, as I said, and yeah, mostly those. So the first one, as you can see on you've got access to the PDF. So it's not in any order. It's just I've put these coins in 3 categories. So there's 3 cryptos that I've picked from the DeFi sector. So DeFi is it's short for decentralized finance, and that is basically to sort of eliminate the middleman, sort of like your government-controlled banks, basically. I'm pretty sure is it Morgan Stanley in America?
Yes, that's one.
Yeah, so it's to eliminate those, basically, to sort of get rid of your government control in how we send money. So the first one that I think will be quite a big player in this is called Avalanche. The ticker for that is AVAX, AVAX. This one is a personal favorite of mine, just because it was released recently in 2020. The team behind it have had recent projects which have done really well. And overall, when I was reading the white paper, it just really stood out to me, because on Ethereum, which is, as you probably know, the second largest crypto in terms of market cap, it's 30 transactions per second, which is it's bang average. It takes it can take up to 30 minutes to process your transaction sometimes, whereas Avalanche has 6,500, which is a massive difference. It's completed within milliseconds, your transaction. It's still got a decent sized market cap. I think it's only 16th, 17th on the top 100 list. So it's got a long way to go. I think it's got top 5 potential. It'll rival Ethereum definitely, just for the fact that it's much quicker. People want the convenience of sending something and receiving it within seconds, whereas on Ethereum, you've got to wait for. I mean, it's only 30 minutes, but at the end of the day, if you can get something within seconds, no one will sort of say no to that. As I said, it launched in 2020. When it launched, it had a lot of private investors who've stuck with the coin. There's been no real big sell-offs as of now. So it's got a lot of traction behind it. There's as I said, big investors in it. And the partnerships that they've got are crazy. They've got partnerships with Google, Microsoft, and Morgan Stanley, as I said. So yeah, that's the first one on the list. Huge potential. And yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And you actually put all of these up on the Discord as well. This is where you do most of your alerts, where you tell people about your buys, your sells, what you're holding. And the Discord that you're part of is Lucrum Investing. And I believe that Discord's got 50 or more analysts now, which is just amazing. It's you, myself, and like 50 additional analysts. They cover everything from crypto to futures to Forex, stocks, options, penny stocks, you name it. So
anything you can need.
Yeah, seriously. How long have you been on Lucrum Investing, and how long have you been a analyst over there?
So I've been, the server before it was Lucrum Investing was another server, and I've been in it since the start. So over, I think it's been a year and a half now. And then the guys, so people like Penny Slayer, he came into the server, he's took it over, and he's running it amazingly now. And it couldn't be going more smoothly, really. All the analysts in there they're absolutely killing it every day. But me myself personally, I've been part of Lucrum Investing since it was first formed. I think it's 4 months ago now. And each month it's just been going crazy, improving. Adding more analysts, the sort of the due diligence that you get. There's education section. There's absolutely everything that you could need in one place, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been really, really impressed by it. Just looking at, just the amount of money people have been making on it. It's been pretty incredible. I like to go through the testimonials sometimes and just see, like, this guy is about an 80% profit here. You see all these Penny Slayer that you just mentioned. He got some. These Binance futures were up 70%, 60%, 255%. This is all crypto, and just amazing profits. 100% profit on BTC. It just really, somebody shouted me out. 35% profit on PROG. Okay, yeah. It's just incredible what we've been seeing over there. And if anybody watching right now, you want to go check it out, there's a 7-day free trial. If you use that link, scottcurry.me/Discord, you'll get a 7-day free trial to that. You can go check it out. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. But I put the 7-day free trial up there just to help you guys out. Okay, let's get into your next crypto that you think is going to take off. And what is that one?
So it's 1inch, and the ticker is 1inch. So this again, it's in the DeFi sector. Sort of a similar concept to Avalanche. They're called dexes, which are they're sort of like your exchanges, and they bring several exchanges together. All their liquidity goes into one sort of pot, and it brings you the best price for your transaction. So 1inch is an exchange site where you can go on, find whatever coin it is you want to sort of exchange, and then 1inch will go to so we'll just say, for example, Binance, Uniswap, and KuCoin. They'll take the best price from there, and then they'll import it onto the 1inch exchange, and then that you can trade for the best price. So it's a DEX aggregator that they're known as, which is basically where several DEXs, all their liquidity is put into one pool, and you can trade on there for the best prices. It's unique because it provides, with their token when you hold it, it provides instant governance to the holders. So what this basically means is they work on it's called a DAO model, where sort of the holders have an influence on what goes on. So if any changes are made, the holders have an influence on that. They can sort of influence what they want. You can put you can put it into it's mostly on Telegram where you can put your thoughts. And then the developers will take into account that when they're making changes. So it's sort of a very interactive one with the developers if you hold this. But again, the potential it has is crazy. I'm pretty sure this one it's not that high market cap compared to most like your top 15s like Avalanche. But this one again, crazy potential to keep exploding. And in this market at the moment with Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure it's at 64K now. If Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, all of the coins that I say will thrive in this market. It just goes from strength to strength really for 1inch especially with the partnerships. I'm pretty sure they're partnering with new companies every month to sort of better their exchanges.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, Bitcoin has really been taking off. It has been absolutely incredible lately, almost back to new all-time highs, which is just blows my mind that we are there already, because obviously there was a lot of people that were saying, oh, this thing is going to go to zero. It's over, blah, blah, blah. And here we are almost back to new all-time highs.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So do you invest in the larger cryptos much at all, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano?
Yeah, so most of my holdings, I'd probably say around 45-50% are in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Just because Bitcoin, it's sort of your large cap. It's like your ETFs in the stock market terms. Bitcoin doesn't fluctuate as much as the alts does. So Bitcoin, if it drops, we'll say 5%, the alts could drop 25%. So if you've got 80% of your portfolio in alts and 20% in Bitcoin, obviously you're going to have huge fluctuations. Obviously your risk to reward as well. If the alts take off, then obviously your account's going to take off more. But if they crash, your account's going to crash more. So for me personally, I will say 50%. I'm not exactly sure on the number in Bitcoin and Ethereum, just because as I said, the sort of your safer bets. And then in terms of large caps, so ADA, VeChain, stuff like that, XRP, I hold around probably 20-25% in, just because again they don't move as much as some other alts like your low caps, your mid caps. But again, it'd be a bit risky having sort of 40% in your large caps, because they still do move. Like crypto is hugely volatile. It's not like your ETF movements of 1% or 0.5%. Bitcoin can move, I think it's up today alone 4%, and that's a pretty tame day for me. Yeah, it's very volatile. So I have most of my stuff in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for clarifying that, because I'm sure a lot of people didn't see those on your list and they were curious. Let's go ahead to the next one. What's next on your list of the top 10 cryptos?
So this one it's sort of a lower cap. I tried to include a lower cap in each of them, just so you've got a potential of a 10-20xer. And this one is called Injective Protocol. It's got the ticker INJ. As I said, it's a low cap, so it's still in early development. There's plenty of way for this to go. The market cap's super low, as I said, and this one is the quickest of the DeFi ones that I've got noted down. 10,000 transactions a second, which is insane. That's as soon as you press send, the money's basically the crypto is basically in the account. It's super fast, and that's what people are wanting at the moment. The main thing is the fees that you're paying are also super low. On Injective, you're paying around, I think it's 1 cent at the moment to transfer your coins. which compared to Ethereum is $250 most of the time nowadays. It's crazy. So I tried to include one that's sort of your low cap, so you've got higher returns. Obviously, it's more risky, but I've done my research into this. Obviously, do your own as well. But from what I can see, they've got good developers behind them. They're making partnerships as we speak, so they've got a long way to go yet in their sort of progress. But they're on the right tracks, definitely.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, that looks like a good one, the way that you're talking about it. A little bit riskier, but kind of more up and coming than some of the others.
Yeah, that's what I try and find. Sort of your low caps that are releasing or released early, because that's where again you're going to make your bigger gains. Obviously, again, it's more risky, but if you manage your risk and only put I only put what I can lose in or what I'm comfortable with losing. And then obviously if it goes up 200%, you're on a winner. But if it drops, you've lost money that you can afford to lose at the end of the day. So it's a win-win.
Good point. Okay, what's next?
So that's it for the DeFi sector. So we'll move on to the next three, which is NFT and gaming. Obviously, NFTs in the past couple of months have exploded. So your projects like CryptoPunks, BoratTrades Yacht Club, stuff like that. So the first one is called Engine Network or Engine Gaming. Ticker for that's ENJ. So this one is a personal favorite of mine. I've been in this for since like 30 cent. It's the sort of your large cap of the NFT market at the moment. It's a gaming platform. It's got numerous games that have already released that you can play on. When you're playing on them, you like it as if you level up or complete a quest. You get rewarded with an in-game NFT. You can then go to the engine marketplace, see if it's worth anything. If it is, you can then either keep it, obviously, see if it appreciates in value, or you can just sell it as it is. The main driving factor for Engine is they've had their developers have been involved in games outside of crypto. One of their games, I'm not quite sure on the name, but I think it's had 20 million plays so far in the last 9 years. So the developers behind it, as I said, previous experience, which is it's invaluable really. And the main driving factor is they have partnerships and links with Minecraft. So I think it was three months ago they announced that they're partnering with Minecraft to work on a sort of like an in-game fighting simulator or something. I'm not too sure because I don't play Minecraft, but in a nutshell, you're gonna fight someone, earn a Steve head or something on Minecraft, and then that could be worth something on the marketplace. Obviously, Minecraft is a huge game. I'm pretty sure every kid in the past 10 years has played it at some point. So yeah, that one's a big green tick for me.
Okay, great. That sounds really good. Let's go on to your next one, which is another one that I've never heard of.
Yeah, this is Theta. So Theta sort of took off. I think it was 2 months ago now, when a YouTuber posted a big video on it, and it sort of got out to the wider net. So Theta it's sort of going to compete with like your likes of YouTube, Twitch, because it's a streaming platform. But the streaming platform is not the same as YouTube and Twitch. It's sort of it's decentralized, but it provides a better experience for your viewers and it provides a better experience for the content creators. So in one, the viewers get better quality videos due to the fastness of their network, and the content creators get better experience with sort of payments and a smoother experience of like editing videos and stuff like that. They've got links with YouTube, so they're working with YouTube at the moment to sort of better their platform in terms of speed, quality, and sort of cost effectiveness. So they've got big backing. the private investors are crazy. If you look into them, they've got huge names sort of in the banking industry. So yeah, the Theta is a huge holding of mine. It's sort of in terms of the NFT world. They have they're good. They're good without going into huge detail about them.
Sure. Okay. And then I guess that you said this will be the third one, the last one in your list of the gaming NFT space. And what is that?
So before we go into this one, this is to do with the metaverse. So the metaverse is sort of your virtual reality, sort of in-game spaces, stuff like that. So where you're fighting against other users. This one is called Boson Protocol. Again, it's the third one, so it's a low cap. The ticker for this is Boson. So as I said, they're working on creating games for the metaverse. The metaverse in the next decade will explode. At the moment, there was a news article where Facebook had created, I think it was 10,000 jobs to develop the metaverse. So Boson Protocol is already working on it. They've already got, I think it's 3 games, 10 million players. So the fact that they've already in it, they've got past experience, will be invaluable to a big company. They haven't got a big company yet, but as I said, it's a low cap. It's just, I think it was released 4 months ago. So it's a new project, low market cap. It's gonna disrupt the sort of the gaming world. It's gonna be revolutionize the metaverse. So if you play their game, again, you'll get NFTs. It'll go into a marketplace, but you can also use those NFTs in game. So in the metaverse, when you play it in your whatever world it is, whatever game, you can use those NFTs to better your advantage, whether it be in sort of player versus player PvP scenarios or a racing game. That's what you can use them in. And as I said, they've not got a huge backer yet, but when they do, Boson will take off. And I'm very confident at some point within the next few months they will get a huge investment from a big company, and sort of take over the gaming world.
Okay, those were all interesting. I honestly hadn't heard of any of those before. The next ones on your list, are these in a group as well?
Yeah, so these are sort of your underrated networks. So I tried to find 3 networks that sort of bettered what Bitcoin and Ethereum are built on, or what they've got at the moment. So when I was looking for these, obviously I was looking for transaction speed, which is one. I was looking for the scalability, being able to sort of adapt to different networks, and obviously the developers behind it. And all 3 of these tick the box. So yeah. Okay.
What's first?
So the first one is Solana. Ticker for that Sol. This absolutely flew in the last sort of month and a half, due to the NFTs again, because this network is crazy fast. It's got super low fees. Compared to Ethereum, it's superior in everything it does, really. Projects such as Degenerate Apes sort of pumped Solana up because people were buying Solana in order to buy these NFTs. And because Solana's network is so quick, it's so cheap, it's really efficient, NFTs were sort of migrating over to the Solana network from Ethereum to avoid the gas fees and take advantage of the network that they've been provided. The institutional sort of interest in Solana is insane again. Microsoft have been linked with them. So if they partner with these, it's going to fly. It's going to fly. And as the NFT market continues to grow, which in my opinion it will continue to grow over the next couple of months, even though it's huge already, there's still so much potential. And Ethereum, in my opinion, won't last long in terms of NFTs unless the gas fees come down, which is why people will start looking for these alternatives like Solana. And in the past couple of months, I think it was 500% up Obviously, it's had a nice little pull down. So yeah, it's definitely one to keep on your radars for the next couple of weeks and months as Bitcoin starts to move up.
Okay, great. I appreciate you talking about these because, I've been investing for 20 years, but that's in the stock market. Crypto is all new to me. I think it's a young kid's game. And so I really appreciate you coming on here and explaining this to an old Gen Xer like myself. What if now Solano is a favorite of some of the YouTubers that I cover on my channel, including Larry Jones. He loves Solano. So I appreciate you covering that one. It's definitely got a lot of traction, especially over the last few months. What's next on your list?
So the next one is it's at your lower cap again. So it's called Ferrum Network. So Ferrum Network has been sort of emerging in the market at the moment as sort of your Solano, but the small version. Market cap's low. There's not many projects on it as of such at the moment, but that's because it's in early developments. This is your low cap for the up and coming networks. And as more projects build on here, as more projects find out about it, it's going to take off. The transaction speed on Ferrum is the quickest that I've seen. I'm pretty sure it's not point something milliseconds. And compared to your Ethereum of 30 minutes, it completely just destroys it. Ferrum's been picked up by quite a few sort of other projects. So HBAR, which is the next one I'm going to discuss. They've worked together with Ferrum on different aspects of their networks. And yeah, Ferrum's your low cap gem for this one. I've got quite a bit to go yet for Ferrum, but if the developers keep working on it, then it should fly.
Okay, yeah, Ferrum is sounds really good as well. Again, it's another one of those. It sounds like it's really early stage, and it'll take a while to get there. Real fast, I just want to welcome Larry Jones to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, brother. And Borat, let's go ahead and get to your next one. What is it?
So the next one is Hedera Hashgraph, or the ticker is HBAR. So this one is a network that's working towards becoming sort of the internet of the blockchain. They sort of call themselves the trust layer of the internet. So this is where sort of your decentralized apps or dApps, as some people might call them, are going to sort of migrate to and become widely accessible to any developer, really. So the only one at the moment that most developers use is Ethereum, just because of the ease of access. So on Ethereum's website, any developer can sort of, as long as you know how to code basics mainly, you can use the Ethereum sort of tools that they've got. Whereas on HBAR, they're making it so that anyone can. They're making it so that anyone can do it. Really, make a decentralized app. Again, transaction speed next to none. 10,000 transactions per second. Again, insane. But the fees on this one are the one that I really like. It's less than, I think it's 1/10 of a cent, which is virtually nothing at the end of the day. You're going to have to send thousands of transactions to sort of build up any sort of fee. So that's where the new networks really need to focus on, because in terms of Ethereum, Bitcoin, when you're paying £5 a transaction, $250 a transaction for Ethereum, they add up over time. And if crypto is going to take off the way that people want, to sort of not replace the currency but become an alternative to a currency, £5 a transaction just isn't. It's not going to cut it really. So HBAR sort of tackles that problem of the really low transaction fees, really fast transaction speed, and again, it's got NFTs. So the NFTs are sort of your gem at the moment. It's what you want to look for in a new coin, or in an old coin. If they can adapt, that shows scalability, which HBAR is showing. The NFTs on HBAR require a few lines of code. So if you know basic code, anyone can create an NFT, which is good for some people. If you're just a sort of a casual NFT user, and if you're sort of a developer for NFT, it just sort of shortens your job. So HBAR, again, huge potential. It's a higher market cap, obviously, but it's not to say that the potential isn't insane, because it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one that I've actually discussed before as well that I really like. So I appreciate you bringing that one up. And for anybody that's watching, if you joined a little bit later, make sure you go watch the replay of this. We do cover a lot of cryptos today, including Floki FLOKI, which we discussed right in the beginning. So make sure you rewatch the replay of this. Okay, and then I think we got one left on your list of the top 10 cryptos. So go ahead, Borat, talk about that one.
Yeah, so this one is personally my favorite alt. It's a low cap. It's released their app a month ago. The team behind it is insane. They've got numerous different projects that they've developed before. So it's a green tick in that sort of sector. It's called Finxflo, or FXF for short. If you join the Discord, I basically post about this every other day. Just because it is the potential this has is insane. I've always said anything under 60 on this was undervalued, and now it's half that. So I buy most days just because it's my favorite alt. I think at the moment it's got a sort of a 25 mil market cap, so really small. What it actually does, it's called they describe themselves as a liquidity aggregator, which is a bit like the OneInch, where they pull liquidity and they give you the best price for your trades. But what's special about FXF is they don't have 6 or 7 exchanges. Their goal by the end of, I think it's 2022 for Q2, is to have every exchange on their liquidity. So they've already got the big names such as Binance, they've got KuCoin, and they've got virtually any other big exchange that you can name. They've most likely got already, which is a huge. It's really huge for the growth of the project. As I say, pulls liquidity, gives you the best for your trade. But what they're also working on is futures trading, which again is what people want nowadays. When you're looking on YouTube, you mostly find futures trading. So it's a huge green tick that they're working on what the people want. As I say, partners, they've got Binance on board. They've got Mantra DAO, which if you're clued up with your crypto, Mantra DAO are quite a big. They're a DAO, so it's again sort of a community. Mantra DAO are huge, and they partner with KuCoin again, which is insane. And the main problem that people find whilst trading is sort of your spread. So when you're buying a coin, you don't want bad spread. You want to be buying at what price you see. You don't want to have sort of a couple of cent difference. So that low liquidity is what brings the bad spread. Whereas if you've got all the liquidity that you could need, your prices that you're going to get are sort of next to none. And FXF has one of the best spreads that I've seen on their app at the moment.
Okay, and speaking of what apps or exchanges we can work with, I know here in the United States, we are really limited. There's a lot of apps that are available worldwide that we just don't have in the US due to US government regulations. For example, you have Binance over there in Europe, and here we don't. We have a very limited version of Binance called Binance.us. There's like Gate.io is over there, and they've got 650 cryptos. Here in the US, we got about 50 on Gate.io. Same with Binance, and we don't have access to margin trading. We don't have access to futures trading. We don't have access to any of that. But for those of you guys who are not in the US, what do you recommend as far as platforms?
For the ones who are not in the US, I use mainly 3 exchanges, which are Binance, KuCoin, and Uniswap. So Uniswap is Ethereum based, so you can only get coins that are on the Ethereum network. Obviously, your fees are higher on that. Whereas Binance, you have sort of a range of coins from multiple different networks, same as KuCoin. Binance doesn't have as many coins listed as KuCoin. So if you're going to sign up to any of them, I'd personally recommend KuCoin, just because it's the best all-rounded exchange out at the moment.
Okay, great. And for those of you guys who are in the US, the one that I found has the most altcoins available is crypto.com. I put a link to crypto.com on my promotions page, scottcurry.me/promotions. If you sign up using that link, you'll get $25 in free crypto. What I want to ask you next, we did get one super chat, so I do want to acknowledge this person and thank them. And that is going to be, let's see, Nicole. So Nicole Harris, thank you so much for the super chat. You're saying, hi, I placed 60 in ELON. Have you covered that yet? We have not, but let me go ahead and pull up ELON and see what we've got here. And I'm going to ask our BoratTrades here what he thinks of ELON. So, Borat, take it away.
So I've got it on myself here. By the looks of it, it looks like a sort of your meme coin. So again, it's going to be fluctuating like crazy. As you can see, it pumped today alone 40%, and that's with sort of your highs not taken into account. I'm pretty sure at the highs it was double. So obviously keep your risk minimized. If you're in profit, that's great. The strategy that I go by is, say if I've invested £100 into a coin and it's doubled, I'll take £100 out and just leave the £100 in, because at the end of the day, you're playing with it risk free. So it's sort of free money if you look at it like that. If you want to take some profit with it, sort of however much profit you want, take out. I always like to leave some in. As I say, I can't advise you to buy or sell anything, but by the looks of it, if you're in profit, that's pretty amazing. And it looks like good profit, to be fair, from 60 to 310. As I say, it's a meme coin, so take that into account when you're making your decision. And yeah, it's highly volatile, so just be careful when you're trading it.
Okay, thank you so much for that. What we're going to do now is, I think you get one bonus coin, don't you? You went over your top 10. And so
yes,
we'll do a bonus coin. I just want to remind everyone that if you want the PDF and all the research that Borat has done, I do have that on a new research page that I've just created. It's scottcurry.me/research. And the next coin we're going to talk about, I do have a PDF up there as well for this next coin. And the next one is called Share Token, which is SHR. So go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, so this one's sort of in light of what's been happening in the world at the moment with sort of COVID. And in the UK, I know this is happening. I'm not too sure in the US. But there's things called vaccination passports, which is basically your sort of your online version of this passport, which sharing will be developing. So this project it's sort of your pass. It's like an identification system, I guess you could call it. So you can safely store your vaccination data on this on their app, and then wherever you go, if you're going on, I don't know, holiday or something, if you need it to go abroad, you can just use the app. So it's sort of like a ID recognition. Yeah, so going into sort of my thoughts on it, I've looked at the team. They've, again, one of the main things is I always mention the team when I talk about cryptos. It's just because it's such a big factor. The team have worked on sort of multi-million-dollar projects before, and they've excelled in them. So the fact that they're creating this and it's tackling a world problem, it's not just sort of one sector. It can be adapted to anything. It can be adapted to use your passport as an ID. Your vaccination, again, it can literally be used. Anything that you need to show will probably be adapted onto sharing. It's a new project again, so it's a low market cap. So if you want to get something that's sort of a bit more risky, but the returns are a lot higher, this is another one to be looking at. And yeah, so at the moment, it's only available on, I think it's KuCoin and Uniswap. I'll double check that now, because I think they might have uplisted to BitThumb a couple of days ago. But for now, we'll just say KuCoin and Uniswap. And yeah, that's the bonus one for you. And as Corey said, the PDF that I've done on it is linked. So
okay, and of course, on Coin Marketplace, you can just click on the actual button to go view the website, and usually on here they tell you how to buy it. So even if you're in the US, you can usually use PancakeSwap or Uniswap to get a hold of these cryptos. In my experience, is if you buy the crypto before it's on an exchange, that's the best time to buy it. Once it hits the exchanges, it starts to run up. So using Uniswap or PancakeSwap is the best way to get into these early. And usually on the website, it'll give you exact details on how to actually go ahead and get a hold of that.
yeah, so I'll give you a little tip here as well. So the main one for you to look out for is when they're listing is onto KuCoin. So on KuCoin, the coins that will list on there are vetted by the KuCoin team very thoroughly. So the ones that get uplisted onto there are your solid projects, your good long-term ones. So when someone announces that they'll list up onto KuCoin, you can usually expect quite a decent pump just from the exchange listing. And as you just said, virtually any exchange listing will pump a coin just because it's access to more buyers. But KuCoin mainly is the one where you'll find your sort of your 100%, 200% pumps on listings.
Okay, great. And of course, coinmarketcap.com will show you which exchanges the coins are currently listed on. So if you're not sure, you could just scroll down, and like this one says it's on KuCoin, Gate.io, Bitmart, BitGlobal, and 1inch Exchange. So again, all you have to do is scroll down and you'll get that information. So thank you so much for that. Borat, I think that covers all of the crypto that we were going to talk about today. Is there anything else that you guys or anything else that you would like to share with our viewers before we sign off here?
I mean, if there's anything anyone wants to ask me, I'm mostly available on Discord. My DMs are always open. So if anyone has anything, any question, any project they want me to look at, just send me it through, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can with whatever I find.
Okay, perfect. And once again, for our viewers, you are on the Lucrum Investing Discord. If you guys want to go on there and chat with BoratTrades and just DM him and ask him any questions you want, he is one of many crypto analysts that are on Lucrum Investing. There's over 50 analysts total that include stocks, options, futures, crypto, Forex, you name it. I have a 7-day free trial for that at scottcurry.me/Discord. You can just go over there, sign up for the 7-day free trial, check it out, see if you like it. If you do, great. If you don't, no big deal. But that would be the best way to get a hold of BoratTrades. So, Borat, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Thank you very much for joining us and going over your top 10 cryptocurrencies, as well as our one bonus one. I want to remind everyone who is watching right now, if you haven't done it already, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and if you're on Facebook, follow the page. If you're on Twitter, follow down there. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, BoratTrades, for joining us. And I hope you all have a lot of success trading. And again, if you want to talk to BoratTrades, go join the Discord. You can DM him over there. So thank you again, Borat, for joining us. And you have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much. You too, guys.